So tell us about some of the business challenges that Alibaba faced and how they used unorthodox approaches to not only survive, but thrive.
Well, some of these cases, so there definitely have been crises, and some of these crises actually, funny enough, also sort of never really became crises, because Jack often said that when the sun is shining, that's the time to repair your roof. You shouldn't wait till the storm hits and then realize you have this leaky roof and you have to fix it, because it's too late by then. So I think I'll describe first some crises and what we did, and then second is some cases where I think we actually prevented the crises. Probably the biggest crisis that I think was quite pivotal in Alibaba's history was around 2010, when we actually discovered some fraudulent accounts that were being signed up by our sales teams in the south part of China. I think the sales teams generally, there's always pressure to perform, right? But sometimes they'll cut corners. And in this case, they were signing up accounts that were basically these customers who were using the accounts as a front in order to cheat buyers. And there were probably like 1,000 of these accounts. And there were probably 100 salespeople in this province in Fujian, which is in the south, that were signing up these clients. We discovered that through investigation, and the numbers, although 1,000 accounts sounds like a lot, it was actually according to disclosure rules and whatnot. As a publicly listed company, it was not material enough for us to really declare. But nonetheless, when we discovered it, it became a very big issue. And the reason it became a big issue is because it reflected the what I would say the deterioration of company values within the organization. And the values being like integrity is one of the top values. If you don't have integrity within a marketplace, then you basically have no business. And Jack was very, very adamant about living in sort of demonstrating our company values through our behavior. You can't say something and do something else. And so not only did we kind of make this public within the company, we made a public announcement, to the market that this issue had been discovered. But not only that, the CEO and the COO at that time actually resigned. Can you imagine those two positions leaving a company for the purposes of taking responsibility for a breach of a sort of immaterial type of incident? Well, Jack felt that was the right thing to do, because it sent a message that we really take these values seriously, and that there needs to be responsibility in this. And I think that also sent a message to the whole community and the ecosystem that Alibaba really does believe in what it says. So that was a pretty major crisis. There have been other crises, like when some of our merchants protested at the company because we actually were raising the prices of the fees for what we call the Tmall. It's like the Amazon, like the B2C business users. And this was at a time when there was a lot of counterfeit stuff happening, and we wanted to create a difference in terms of the Taobao market and the Tmall market. Taobao is more kind of a C2C, kind of like a flea market, kind of, right? And then B2C is much more of a shopping mall, brands representing themselves. And a lot of the merchants were upset. There were thousands of merchants protesting physically outside the office. And then they also staged a protest where they were actually purchasing products and then canceling on the marketplace to try and create chaos. And Jack and the team, they didn't back down. This was, again, another principle where they felt it was very important. It wasn't to make more money off the customers. It was really to create a difference in terms of the quality and to weed out those who are not serious. And it was a very stressful time, because you can see an uprising of your users trying to and many of those users that were protesting were probably not ones that were willing to make that commitment to play in that space that is a much more sort of high quality sort of retail kind of experience for their customers. And so I think what this boils down to often is just principles and what a company believes and what the leader believes, and then how you actually kind of stay, true to those beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah, like the North Star,
Yeah,
right? Your
yeah.
values and your principles always
Yeah.
become your North Stars and guide
And
everything you
doing
do.
it for the right reasons, right? So like one of our values is customer first, employee second, shareholder third. And really, why are we making these decisions the way we are? I mean, I'll give a counterexample to this protest situation with Tmall, which was during the 2008 financial crisis. A lot of businesses were in pain because while the Chinese economy at 2008 was relatively protected, the international markets were taking a tailspin, right? So a lot of the demand for manufactured products from China really dropped dramatically. So what Alibaba ended up doing was actually slashing the prices of their services to the Chinese customers by like 40%, because they wanted, in knowing that there was a risk that they might actually, that's going to affect our bottom line, it's going to affect our profitability. But the principle behind that is you need to help your customers survive the winter, so that then, when things turn around, everyone will still be able to kind of recover together. And I think that's a pretty big decision on the part of the company, and it's a big risk. But it also strengthened the loyalty between Alibaba and its merchant base. And within a year, actually things not only recovered, but they actually came back even stronger. And I think that is a testament to kind of the commitment that this company had towards its customers.